this is all about karma, dude. Like, I have really good karma. Like, all my life people have been like, you have to respect the goddess and like the divine feminine. And I mean, that's been real. Like, I mean, I'm so thankful that I've gotten to work with the yogi and like, kind of mature my karma. But right now, it's like, there's so little structure to it. It's like, I see the girl, or I see the goddess, right? And like, I see the same people. I keep seeing the same people. And like, I just, it's like reincarnation. But I don't have their like phone numbers. I don't have information like that, It's just like, it's happening at another level. So I'm like, okay, that could work. I mean, but is that like chill? I mean, but I mean, at the same time, it's like, I feel like this is more of a pose. It's like an asana that like a bad spiritual teacher would take. Like, it doesn't make sense. If I'm a spiritual teacher, and I'm not saying I am, I'm saying that's being posed upon me. I'm saying I have good karma. But like, if I'm a spiritual teacher, am I out like talking to people on the street like, this is the way to spirituality? Like, even if I'm like, this is Tao's way. Like, it's Tsukushimi, dude. It's Tsukushimi. This is Tao's way. It's Tsukushimi. If I'm a spiritual teacher, the Japanese, man, it sucks if you see me in the street. You know what I'm saying? You want to see my books, And I'm not saying I'm a spiritual teacher. I'm just saying in general, this is more the posture of a bad spiritual teacher. Like, too selfish. It's all focused around me. But I'm saying I'm not a spiritual teacher, not necessarily. I could become that with association with those people, but it's more just like, I'm someone with really good karma. Like, I don't know. I don't want to like abuse people or anything, but I guess it's more like a mandala thing. I mean, like, if over years you're putting out like good like writings, kind of like, the laws, the government, that's actually psychology, It's not really something external, it's something within your own psyche. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's never FBI, there's never attackers. It's all within yourself. If you're having that kind of like ideation, it's because in yourself you feel turmoil and like you're not fully together on one thing. That's why you perceive this other side, right? But that's not necessarily even bad, because look at the way the human body is. You have 2 feet, you have 2 hands. It's like, it's still obviously connected to one. You can take that kind of synergy of like seeing 2 sides and make it into a good thing. 2 friends, rather than like, this is always opposition, because that's not realistic to the world, that's not realistic to yin and yang. So that's like, I don't know, that's a strategy, what I'm saying? That's not necessarily a high level strategy. It's not necessarily innovative, it's just like basic intellect. But then, right, we have some stuff. We got some stuff that's actually interesting to the world. Right? We have bombs, dude. The whole awakening to like, the sacred plants and like that kind of meditation like happening in the United States, like, or just in, the modern world in general. It's like, to properly explain that as a gift, like there is no weed, dude. You know what I'm saying? It's Buddha. Like the true point is like just it's just nothing. It's air, dude. That's mystical. You know what I'm saying? Like people meditate, right? And after you've meditated for a long time, meditation is so sweet to you. It's so like good. It's like you want to meditate. It's fun. Like all I want to do when I'm walking outside is like talk about deity, like goddess, you know, it's just a repetitive thought, or just literally sit in zazen posture, you know what I'm saying? And after you do that so long, the tree of meditation starts growing, dude, and on that tree there are little fruits, and those fruits are Buddhas, and you put the Buddha here, and then, you know, but there is no Buddha. That's the whole point. There is no weed plant. It doesn't exist. It's a metaphor for your meditation. Like your meditation supersedes the physical world. You know what I'm saying? So even though we have these, you know, symbols coming from our dreams in real life, it's like it's not actually there. It's just a way of speaking. And in that kind of tradition of thought that you find a lot in like the sutras, you know, Diamond Sutra or whatever, you have that kind of thing. Like, you know, that's how they talk. It's like just because you're seeing huge towering things around you, it's not necessarily towers around you. It's just symbolic, in my case, of how focused I am just on one moment, just on one independent moment. That's the Zen way, you know? And it's not saying that Zen is going to cut this moment from every moment and it's messed up. It's saying you're someone living consciously. Everything that you see is like, you know, there's enlightenment in it. There's teachings in it, you know? But like, when you live that way, you tend to see everything towering around you because there's just so much there, right? Then there's the other extreme. You don't see teaching or wisdom in anything, you know? And then it's like the stuff around you is so small and you're towering over it. And both of those are kind of imbalanced, you know? In the Zen way, it's like we try to find things that we can like, you know, moderate. And one of them is, what are we giving this focus to, this attention, you know? I mean, what is one thing that the Zen community, like, focuses on? Instead of everything. This is good karma. That's good karma. From the Zen, you know, from a Zen perspective, it's like, it's not good karma for everyone in the world. It's good karma for one person meditating who has those experiences. Thank you so much. Like, you know. That's Zen chaos, dude. Like, that group, you know. Shabbat. From the Hebrew perspective, like Shabbat, you know what I'm saying? But still, it's like, you look intellectual, you know? You're still, it's, the animal self is there, you're kind to it, you know, because that's beautiful. There's beauty in that, there's wisdom in that, but it's founded on the intellectual, you know? And that, I think, is the main distinguishing point. Like, that's the main distinguishing point. That's not a spiritual teacher, that's like a dude, that's just a dude. That's a dude in the modern world. So, I don't know. I don't know. Aloha. Clinton is governing. Clinton is governing. Karma Yega. Yoshino Hata. People with some spiritual wisdom. Rabbi. Let's just focus on how the arigato is pronounced. How did she say arigato, you know? Arigato, thank you. You know, she didn't say anything. She didn't say chesed, you know? Like, the arigato is chesed, you know? It's like, everything arigato, arigato. You know, nah, dude, she didn't say it. She said nothing. She literally said loving kindness. You know? Like, the ghetto is not a kind place. It's not, let's do this every day. But fortunately, it's also not a reality in the modern world. And that's the whole meaning of kind of Japanese, you know? It's a language that is not really how they say it is, you know? It's a language that is not spoken, rather than a language that's spoken. Relax, we understand you. Kosher.